Hello out there, YouTube. I thought I'd make a quick video today on what I've been working on. It's my brother-in-law's Axial SMT10 gravedigger. And anybody that knows me knows that if something has four wheels, he'll probably catch me working on it eventually. Well, my brother-in-law, he was asking if there was a way to put lights on it. And I said, well, yeah, absolutely. And so I volunteered to do a light kit on it for him. And I contacted MyTrickRC.com is the website. They sell a kit for drift cars, but it also works on monster trucks. It's an AB1402 drift car kit. Comes with their SQ1 controller, and their controller has 6 ports on it to control different lighting functions. And 2 of those ports are for the headlights. One of them is for the amber marker lights for the front. And then you got one for brake and tail lights. And then another port for the backup lights, if you choose to run those. And then another port for the backfire option on the exhaust. So the only thing was, to run them, we had to get rid of the zoomies, the gravedigger zoomies that Axial puts on from the factory, and had to go to shapeways.com 3D printing and bought a set of their Monster Jam style long tube headers with mufflers. And you can't see it, but the LED is up in there for the backfire. So they come just in white, and I shot a little titanium Rust-Oleum paint onto them. So they turned out pretty good. And let me get it fired up here. I got the switch. I moved the switch on this thing. So what I figured was the headlights. Of course, we got to have the gravedigger red headlights going. They're a little brighter in person. But I also decided, well, the monster trucks usually have the indicator light on in the windshield, showing that the ignition's hot and everything. So I figured, well, after a few seconds of inactivity, the headlights shut off, and it goes to hazard lights. So I figured, well, that would work pretty good. We would have it go to hazard lights, but it would be the indicator light, like the ignition system's been shut down by a track official. So that's kind of a neat touch. The headlights shut off, and it's just sitting there like the truck's been shut down. Now, my brother-in-law, I usually wouldn't put tail lights on the gravedigger because the race trucks don't have tail lights, but I just wired them, hooked them up, and just kind of zip tied them to the chassis there, so he would have tail lights. And they also operate as brake lights too. So I'll set it here on the ground and demonstrate the brake lights. When you give it a little blip of the throttle, you see it goes to full-time lighting again. And there you go, there's your brake lights. As long as you got the trigger held, you let off the trigger, there it goes just back to tail lights. So pretty neat touch that you got brake lights and tail lights. So anyway, and get it turned around here. Like I said, give it a few minutes, a few seconds of inactivity, and the headlights will shut off, and it'll go to blink on the indicator light like a real truck with their ignition blinking. And there you go. Kind of a neat touch. So, easy little upgrade. I'll show you the wiring real quick, how I routed it. And where I mounted the module for the Axial SMT10. Pretty good spot. The only wiring that has to stay with the body is the headlights. So as you can see, I glued in some headlight buckets, ran the red LEDs to the headlight buckets. Of course, I did have to take a little nail polish remover and clean the pre-printed body off of the inside of the headlights to clean them and get them clear again. Then I put the clear headlight buckets in place and glued them in, and then put the LEDs in and glued them in, and then just put a little shot of black paint on there so you don't get a bunch of red light shining on the tires and the chassis. And then the wires just tape right in. And then here's your module mounted right on the roll cage, but it's below the body mount, so it's protected. So there's your headlights. And your backfire and your tail lights. That's all we're really using on here. And like I said, it turned out pretty good. Pretty happy with the turnout of it, the outcome. I think he's gonna like it. I just zip tied the indicator LED right there to the roll bar on the underside where it wouldn't get pinched. And then the module here comes with a Y harness, and you just open up the box and hook it into the throttle channel. And on one side of the Y harness, you hook the throttle, and the other side of the Y harness, you hook the module. So it knows what you're doing with your trigger finger. And when you blip the throttle, it's gonna flash backfire, which on a hot sunny day like today, you're probably not gonna see it too much, but in the evening when you're running around bashing, that'll be pretty cool. So, and lastly, well, I also, if you notice, I went ahead and he didn't have any cracks yet, but I went ahead and put the drywall tape and used some of that Gorilla Glue clear in a caulk tube. It's really good adhesive, and it dries real hard, or not real hard, it's flexible, but works about like ShoeGoo, only you get a whole caulk tube for the price of what one ShoeGoo tube would cost you, and it would probably take about 3 tubes of ShoeGoo to do a gravedigger body like this. So, and then lastly, one other thing I did was I've got this chrome pin, Molotow chrome, liquid chrome pin. I went ahead and painted the rods of the quote-unquote steering cylinders. So actually looks like real steering cylinders. So that's about it, man. I hope y'all enjoy it. And you can do some upgrades like this on yours. MyTrickRC.com. Have a good one. Bye.